Hello, hello, and welcome back to another car conversation. I am Shauna. If you can only hear my voice, then you are listening to the podcast, Make America Think Again. Welcome to you. And also, I'd like to invite you to join us over here on YouTube. Um, and then here at the bottom, you can see all my handles here. Anybody needs to find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky is coming. I know I keep saying that, but so much is happening. So much is happening. It's so hard to keep up. Well, um, like I said, a lot is happening. A lot is transpiring every single day. It's really hard for me to keep up and do this, and I know it's hard for you to keep up and do just regular life. So I did want to come up with some action items. I wanted to come up with some things that we could be doing, that we can do that will be productive and then also effective as well. Yes, protesting in the streets is a great thing. I've said this over and over, but y'all know how I feel about the type of protesting. I believe that we would have a greater impact if we're talking economic boycotts, if we're talking labor strikes. Um, that's where I think that we need to be focused, and I also think that's where this is headed. I'm hearing more and more people discuss these things. So I didn't want to put this off again. It's raining in LA. And so I was like, getting ready to leave. It started raining. I said, you know what? Let me just do this inside. So action items. Let's talk about action items. So number one, contacting your representatives. What you can do right now is contacting your representatives. If you are like me, you are just livid with the fact that some rando has access to your personal information, your banking information, your health information, your address, your date of birth, your tax information, all of it, all of it. Just a regular citizen has access to, and that regular unelected citizen has now comprised a group of young people from age 19 to about 25 to go through all of our personal information. None of these folks elected. None of these folks have received security clearances. None of these folks have been vetted. None of these folks have been they're not supposed to be there. Let's just put it that way. They're not supposed to be there. So let's talk about how we contact our representatives effectively. Okay. So number one, you need to locate and find, if you don't already know, your specific representatives, because that's who you need to call. We all have one representative and two senators. So you can go to senate.gov or you can go to representatives.gov. Yes, house.gov or senate.gov, okay, to find out your specific representatives if you do not know. Then the number, so you have once you found your representatives, then I would advise you to come up with a script, just so you are not, like fumbling over your words, and you're able to articulate exactly what you're asking for to the staffer who might pick up. Now, you might get voicemail, but you might get a staffer. So you want to make sure that they understand what you're asking for, what is your action item, what would you like to see done, and then also you're going to ask action items of the member, of the representative as well. Okay, so you need to articulate that in the best way. I believe it's called the response. So what type of response do you want to see from that representative? Do you want to see that representative on television? Do you want to see that representative bring Elon Musk to the floor, or open up the floor for subpoena Elon and open up the floor for a discussion as to like, what the hell are you doing? Number one, blocking off the Treasury building and having random people live, and like literally there's somebody who has taken up their, like, made a home. This is crazy, like made a home, like it's a mom and a baby, and they're living in the building, like, and then they got the whole sixth floor apparently sequestered off, so these people can live in the building. Like none of this is it's just wacko. It's just crazy stuff. So we want to make sure that we clearly articulate what we want. So find your representatives, okay? That's number one. Number two, write yourself out a script, exactly what you want to ask for. Number three, what are the action items that you want, and make sure those are in your script. And then number four, you want to make sure that you include a response. I want to see Representative X on the House floor or the Senate floor, and I want them to be demanding this. I want them to ask for this for me. I want transparency, and I want them to subpoena Elon Musk to the floor for questioning in regards to what he and his Ninja Mutant Turtles are doing in regards to our information. Okay, so that's number one. Contact your representatives. Make sure that you are articulating exactly what you want. Now that I've brought up Elon Musk, so we need to know, like, what the hell dude is doing. What is the purpose behind gathering all of our information? Now, the excuse we have been given is that they are supposed to be looking for waste in spending. There are certain areas that you can go into in regards to looking for waste in spending by the government that don't include our personal information. So we need to know, why are you looking into Medicaid, Medi-Cal? I mean, so Medicaid, Medicare. Why are you looking over there? Because into people's personal information. USA aid, what are you doing there? You know, because there's so many different ramifications, not only of hindering and stopping these departments, but also what are you doing with the access that you have to our personal information? Are you opening bank accounts? Are you ciphering money out of bank accounts? Are you going to use people's health information against them to kind of, I don't know, weed out the weakest amongst us? Like, what is this all about? What is this all about? So we need to know why you are delving into such personal information. And then not only you, but you got these kids. Does anybody else remember the 21-year-old that got arrested for sharing top secret information to his gaming buddies, his gaming bros? Does anybody else remember that? That could be the very situation that we're looking at. Are they sharing it with gaming bros, or are they sharing it with people in Russia? Like, what the hell are you doing with our information? So I would say that should be or I would recommend that being your first action item that you're asking of your representatives. Also, James Comer is over the oversight committee. I'm looking for my notes. Over the oversight committee, and he refused to even entertain conversation about subpoenaing Elon Musk for questioning and for transparency. We need to know why. We need to know why, James Comer. Why are you and Republicans fighting so hard to keep this man, this individual, this regular citizen like the rest of us from questioning and from transparency? Like, what are you trying to help him hide? That's what we should be asking. It's literally like if I just got on a plane, well, I'm not getting on any planes right now, but if I were to go to DC And I was gonna, oh, I just want to go in the Treasury Department and just look through files and look through people's first personal information and pull a couple of out and get some information here and there. We don't know if they're saving the information for later, or they're putting it into some other database, or are certain people going to be targeted by this information? Like, none of that has been disclosed. And James Comer is blocking even having conversation about this. So you want to write your representatives and you want to tell them, I need you to push the oversight committee and James Comer, who is the chair of the oversight committee, I need you to push them to open up conversation and dialogue, bring Elon Musk in, because we need to know what you're doing with our personal information. This is ridiculous. No Joe Blow off the street could do what he's doing, but it's literally the same. It's literally the same. He wasn't elected, no vetting, no security clearances, nothing that anybody else has to, that is employed by or elected by the people or employed by the government has had to go through. Elon Musk and his people have done none of that. And they've got access to everything in DC. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So when you ask for this to be done, I'm trying to think, should I put this in a separate video? No, I'll keep it here. So I'm quite sure you also heard conversation. I think it was Representative Green who brought to the floor looking to impeach Felon 47. Okay. Not that I have a problem with that. I just don't think it is going to be effective right now. However, let me give you this information. So what could be brought up, and you'd have to go, what could be brought up against Elon could be used to impeach Felon 47, because Felon 47 is allowing Elon to do the said things. Are you following me? Okay, so according to, let's see, Code 1752 of the US Code, essentially it's basically breaking and entering. He had no permission to go in these buildings and taking our information for whatever he's using it for. But if he was given permission by Felon 47, then Felon 47 would have to be held accountable for 1752 as well. You follow me? Okay. So then you also have Code 2071. There should be no tampering with government records, handling, tampering with, etc., from just a random Joe Blow citizen. And that's what's happening right now. So that law could be even, Felon 47 could be held liable for that one as well. And also Elon Musk. Then there's the Privacy Act of 1974. He's violating that as well. And then there's a Computer Fraud and House Act that is in violation right now as well. So that's 4 different laws and acts that you can go to your representative and say, these are the things, these are the reasons I want you to hold Elon Musk accountable, okay? And if Elon Musk is held accountable for these things, then that connects him to Felon 47, because somebody had to give him permission to do these things. This created fictitious Doge mess. There you go. There you go. So yeah, that's the first action item, contacting your representatives. I gave you a couple of things to ask for. Make sure that you have a clear script that you can, so you can articulate exactly what you're asking for. That includes your action item and our items, and also includes what you're asking of that representative to do. What do you want their response to be? Make sure that you ask a response of them, because what I've learned from watching a couple of staffers have posted this information is that if you don't ask for any type of response, more than likely it's just going to get lost in the many phone calls and the many emails that are out there, because they don't have to respond to it. So the staffers are letting you know, if the representatives, you have to have something in there that holds them accountable, right? So they have to provide proof that they've actually done what your request was. Okay, so make sure that you're including that. There was something else I was going to say, oh, keep calling, keep emailing. You can, if you have multiple things, you can make multiple calls and multiple emails. You can include an action item in each one. So as long as we're blowing up their phones, as long as we're clogging up the mailboxes and the email boxes, because I know some people still like to write letters and just make copies of that letter and send it out every day. Like, it's the more pressure we apply to them, the more pressure they have to apply to Felon 47, Elon Musk, JD Vance. Again, where's JD? Again, where's JD? JD Vance, the whole machine behind Project 2025, MAGA, this whole thing that they're trying to make happen. The more pressure we apply, the more pressure our representatives have to apply, and then the more pressure they are under. Maybe I should name this episode Pressure. I don't know, but get out there and apply pressure. Okay? I'll talk to y'all soon.